morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to another SDGC 25 special episode of SDN Community Voices. I am Sudeshna Mehta, your favorite host and an SDN ambassador. And today I bring to you some incredible volunteers from our SDGC conference. So, in every conference, there are countless people who are kind of working behind the scenes to make all these things happen, like those who make the moments flow, guide the guests, and really turn all of this into chaos and connection. And today, we're really able to bring together amazing volunteers, our four volunteers who have been there throughout the SDGC 25, and just the kind of energy and experience that they had in the conference, from backstage coordination to attendee experience engagement. Like they really helped us, like from the planning and just being there and bringing back all that energy. So hopefully we can dive into some of those incredible memories, some of those lessons learned, and a few serendipitous friendships that have been there along the way. And yeah, on the side note, some special fun stories that were behind the scenes and you didn't really get to witness. But before we dive in, I will ask all of you, as you're engaging with this live stream, to drop your questions in the chat and also share with us where you're joining. At the end of the session, last 5 to 10 minutes, we're going to take your questions and our volunteers will share their insight with you. So let's bring everyone on stage.
Hello.
Hello there, everyone. How are you doing? Thank you so much for making the time to join
Hi,
us.
everyone.
All right, let's start off with a quick round of introductions. Tell us a little bit about yourself,
Thank you.
your service design origin stories, like where did you start from, and how did you end up at SDGC? Saniya, do you want to go first?
Sure. Hello, everybody. My name is Saniya Aphale. I am a designer originally from India and currently based out of New York. I started my career being a UX researcher and visual designer, and quickly as it seemed, sort of started looking at the ecosystem as a whole and transitioned into service design. And I did this through working at an agency as well as having my own practice. All of this sort of led to me looking at design and business together. And it took me to studying at Parsons School of Design right now, where I am at the MS Strategic Design and Management program. Super excited to be here, super excited to have connected with the SDN community, and super thrilled to become a part of the New York chapter right now. Yeah.
Oh, we have a lot to hear from your journey to the New York chapter. Let's go to Zoe.
Hi, everyone. I'm Zoe. I am currently a product manager at Aquatonomy, which is a robotics startup in Pittsburgh. We do autonomous underwater robotics for inspection and green energy. I am a recent student. I just graduated from my Master of Human-Computer Interaction at Carnegie Mellon. And in my previous life, I was a public health person. So I studied public health and I worked within California's network of public hospitals doing these like large statewide improvement initiatives, which is still very near and dear to my heart. My origin story for service design is a little bit convoluted. I didn't come from a design background at all. I came from like a systems policy, healthcare delivery lens. But I'll share one moment. I was at a healthcare conference and I saw this person, Stacy Chang from UT Health Austin, talk. And he talked about one of his projects where he was like, they asked the question, what if we redesigned a hospital experience or a clinic experience without a waiting room? And that really blew my mind. It kind of was a reframing for me of healthcare, this thing that I thought was so immovable, that we didn't have to inherit we didn't have to live with the systems that we inherited. And so, it took me a couple more years, but now I'm in a human computer interaction space, very interested in service design, learned a ton at the conference, and I would say I'm still kind of in my origin story right now.
That is incredible. I had actually a transition from doing service design into kind of going more into healthcare. So I have so many questions for you.
Amazing. Let's do it.
Let's do that. So Medalit, do you want to go next? Am I pronouncing that right, Medalit?
Yes, it's Medalit.
Medalit. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Well, hi everyone. I'm very happy to be here. I'm from Peru. I'm happy to see you again, girls. My background is from in marketing. Right now, I'm working as a product owner. So my path for service design is very not so deep. And this opportunity to be a volunteer in this conference was amazing because I could meet a lot of people, and also I don't know. I right now I not belong in a chapter, but it gives me the idea that, oh, why not we open a chapter here in Peru, because there's in Chile, there's some in Mexico cities, so why not here? And they give me a lot of ideas and connection also. So I hope we can open one chapter here very soon, and that's it.
All right. I look forward to the Peru chapter. I'm guessing you'll be leading that. So we'll have a lot of conversation about that. Oh, but Trey,
Hi everyone, thank you Sudeshna for having me here today. And hi Saniya, Zoe and Medalit, so good to see you again. So, hi, I'm Maitreyi. I am a service design student at SCAD in Savannah, Georgia. My journey is a little different from the rest of you. I started out as a textile designer. So, I was making home textiles, weaving, and printing. And from there, I suddenly got the bug for designing rather than just having restricted to a medium. And I started working as a design teacher and taught design to high school students. I was working with communities and designing curriculums for personality development. And from there, I started understanding the importance of design on social impact and then how systems thinking works. And I found out that there's a name for it, that is service design. And so I landed up at SCAD. And for the last year, I have been studying it in theory and trying to practice it in my projects. And when I heard about the SDN was happening in the US, which was really lucky for me because I got here a year ago, so that was something amazing. And I just signed up immediately, and there I was in October in Dallas.
that is incredible. As you were talking, I was like, oh, I actually haven't met all of you in person. So this is more an introduction for me rather than you guys, because you guys have had a lot of interesting interactions already. So yeah, I'm looking forward to listening to all of your stories. Since we started talking about SDGC and how did y'all meet, what was the experience like? I want to know what was like your first impression when you do apply for the volunteership. What was some of the expectations you had? Oh, I might have to do that, and I would like to, I don't know, gain a lot more visibility. What were those initial expectations like, and what did it turn out to be the in-person experience?
Yeah, honestly, I found out about the conference when I was just on a random Saturday morning when I was sitting with a friend of mine in a cafe, and they were just like, hey, like, there's this conference. We were checking it out, and we saw the volunteer sign up form. And it was just such an aha moment of just like, of course, we're filling this. There's no other way to go about this. And that's sort of how I landed into the conference. And honestly, I came in with like no expectations of such, just like being like networking, I guess, was my expectation. Just being able to find more people who are in this niche of design. And I was thoroughly surprised by how inclusive and welcoming and encouraging the community was. and the focus on having very intentional conversations, despite like us being volunteers, the whole event was sort of curated to also think about our considerations and what we would want from the event as well. And I think that was the part that excited me the most.
Yeah, isn't that?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna
feel
say.
Take over and share the next thing.
Sorry. What Saniya said reminded me that like it's really cool that there's like not a better group of people to design a conference than like service design people, right? And like, of course, they're thinking about what the volunteers are thinking and how the speakers are arriving, who they're interacting with. It was just kind of like it was like a little test tube of service design things for me, all in the context of this conference, which was really awesome. I guess. Oh, sorry. Did someone want to go? Okay.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I guess for me, I have always been service design curious. The words service design, strategy, all kind of piqued my interest, but I never had a real tangible way to get into service design. And for a very long time, thought it was out of reach. And one day my program director at my master's program sent out the volunteer form to everybody. And I saw it, and I saw that it was in Dallas, and I saw that in previous years it was in very far away places like Berlin. And I was like, this is a great opportunity. What do I have to lose? I'm just gonna go and see what it's like. And like Saniya, I had no expectations, but I'm really glad that I came. I feel a lot more I just feel like the path ahead of me as like a fledgling service designer is much clearer now.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, Zoe. I also had a similar experience to you, Saniya, and somewhat like you, Zoe. One of my professors introduced the SDN conference, and then we looked up the tickets. And me and my friend who was there, we were like, "Oh my God, how do we go there?" So somehow we landed up on the volunteer page and immediately applied for it. Immediately, no questions asked. And we got in. We were lucky. I mean, I remember pestering Juliana so much about it, but yeah, we got in, and I was ecstatic. Honestly, I was expecting a lot of networking to be there, but what I didn't expect was people to be so kind to volunteers and students, and genuinely wanting to talk with us. And everyone, like really the big names in service design, like authors of amazing books, and then Birgit and everyone, they were constantly checking up on us, which was so good. It really felt like a service design event, with like it was designed by service designers and everyone was thought of. So yeah, that it was really amazing for me.
Yeah, I'm ready too because for me it was a surprise when I decided to apply for this volunteer opportunity. It's my first time actually in an international event, and I was like, I'm not sure to do it. But then Juliana started talking to me by email. It was, yes, I can do it, and she showed a lot of empathy with me. I don't know. I decided to do it in the first moment. I have the idea that I'm gonna support in logistic. Maybe I don't know what I'm gonna do there. But then I go there, and all these people, all this is energy, and like a community working together. It's a big teamwork, and was like, oh great, I belong here. I love it. Was like
That is
It was
amazing.
pretty cool actually, because it felt like we were all doing micro tests in our own ways, in our own shifts. And it was also that I think as an early career professional, I was able to see all of my different futures right in front of me, like the different kinds of directions I can take and the different kinds of work that I can do within service design. And the cool part about service design is that it's so industry agnostic, that I was truly able to see this like vast array of work. So it was super fun, super knowledgeable, I guess.
That is incredible. I see Pallavi in the chat, and she's like, "Oh, it was so great to meet you all through SDGC, and it was an amazing experience." Well, Pallavi, we would have loved to have more of your insights here. But let's go. I'm curious, when you say community, what are you like? Can you expand on that a little bit? What was the sense of community? Was it missing? Was it something new you found? Or you were like, hey, this is something, yes, I could be a part of, or I feel a sense of belonging? What was it like for you? And also, as you go there, it would be lovely if you could drop in some of like, what did SDGC kind of feel to you just in terms of say a tagline, a song that resonates with your experience. It could be a movie name that says, "This is how my experience was." But yeah, tell me more about the community
Uh,
aspect.
so I have a really great movie title, Everything Everywhere All at
I
Once.
love it.
Everything was happening. It was everywhere. So many things, and we were running around, honestly. It was 3 days. Wednesday was really chill, but Thursday and Friday was, it was so much. And on Thursday, I was overwhelmed, but on Friday I was like, I got this. I know what to do, I know where to go. So yeah, and the event, it was so huge. I did not expect it. I got like 12 kilometers worth of steps in that 2 days worth of time, which was so weird. And I was just walking inside the event. What about you guys? Did you have the similar experience?
Yeah, I think for me, I definitely felt like I belonged a lot more. Especially because I didn't have to explain what service design was. Like,
So
we
Yeah,
I was just like, I'm a service designer, and that was like self-explanatory.
good enough. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, and it was a great venue. Another great thing about the whole experience as a volunteer was that even though I was engaged in volunteering, I could still participate in this, like watching all of the speakers. And even if I was in the shift, I was still able to actually listen to the speakers. So that was really nice for me, where I could sort of do both together. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
what
you
is
guys?
the tagline? No, you're not skipping
Oh,
this
my
one.
tagline, I guess, would be only the beginning. This is only the beginning. I'm so
Love it.
excited, guys.
Medalit.
Yeah, I think more like a song for us because in honor of all this energy, don't stop me now by Queen, because I think everyone was in the symphony.
But yeah, like expand more on the belongingness part, how you felt. It's this is a place for you.
Oh, yeah. Zoe, you wanna go?
Oh, yeah, sure. I think for my tagline, it would be "This must be the place" by Talking Heads, because it really captures the feeling of going into somewhere that is kind of completely new to you. Like Dallas, not very familiar with it, bunch of new people, and yet still feeling that sense of belonging and like your home, because you're around people who share similar passions and ideologies as you. Not even ideologies, but just like care similarly about the world. Yeah, it was really inspiring.
Yeah, as a student, like that was really validating for me, because I could see myself learning all the theories and putting them to practice in my projects. But hearing it about how I'm doing it is the way they are also doing it in their companies and organizations, from people who are working in really big name places, that was validating. I felt like, okay, I am on the right track, so I should keep going and keep doing more.
Definitely, like applying a lot of those methods and tools, especially when you see the real life case studies, it kind of comes to life. Hey, the projects that we are going are someday going to translate into these things. So it's wonderful to
Yeah.
see that. And I really resonated with you saying that, we didn't have to explain what service design was. I think a lot of people over there were like, I do have to explain innovation consulting, foresight. And in this space, especially because it was business, it was also interesting to see people from other domains like business analysts or product management. Zoe, you're a product manager. So it was great to see all the business folks also understand the language of service design. That was pretty incredible. Did you have specific moments that were like, wow, that is incredible, unexpected moments? Was there a meaningful talk, keynote, conversation in the hallway as you were walking by that resonated with y'all?
Oh, there were so many. So my favorite keynote talk was from Katrina from Sam's Club. That really just spoke to my heart because the way she was explaining how we have this one thing that the new technology is not going to offer, and how we have to make sure that we take it forward. That was something that deeply resonated with me, and I loved almost every talk. And especially I like the NASA one. That was so cool. I did not like think about service design in spaceships and programs like that, so that was amazing.
That is
Yeah, I have to follow up on that because I also really loved Katrina's talk. She came down right before a talk to participate in the student speaker lunch. So I was fortunate to get to sit down with her over lunch, and we talked about not just service design, but also politics, power dynamics, and all of these other invisible structures that like dictate the way that we live our lives. And she's like an executive at Sam's Club, and it felt really, it was just really validating to hear somebody in her position talking about these kinds of things, and just was inspiring. And then I think one of the questions that she asked in her talk was, is this solution really improving the experience, or is it just pushing the labor downstream to somebody else? And that really resonated with me and is something that I hope to continue to ask myself as I continue down this path.
that is wonderful.
Absolutely. I think the whole care as a strategy angle of hers was just simply phenomenal. Another talk that I really enjoyed was Tim Radwell's by I think he works in Other Tomorrows, and he was sort of
Yes.
looking at the testing phase of design and how service designers can sort of make that more accessible to people as the testing phase is going on. And there was actually a conversation that was happening during the Q&A phase of that talk that was particularly resonating. It revolved around how we are adding complexity to processes as a solution, and service design is more about simplifying that, of reducing cognitive load, of reducing the amount of work that has to be put in to get from the to the end of a process, and just doing less better. It's not just about doing things in the right way, but also doing the right things. And I think that really resonated with me through the conversation. I was also very lucky to have a student lunch with him and just share my experiences of being a designer in India, in New York. And it was really nice because there was a certain flattening of hierarchies that really engaged everybody, and everybody got excited by that, and it's really nice because of that, I think.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't know y'all had like a student lunch. I'm sure everyone had a chance to interact with some of the speakers and really maybe follow up on the questions that they would have asked. Medalit, do you want to share?
Well, for me, the hallway conversation was the best part of all this because there are many connections that I made with people from, especially from the other chapters that because they give me a lot of advices how to make it here, what could be the future of design here in Latin America. So it was great. It reminded me that service design is as more about listening. It's about doing, right? So I really like that.
Right. What was like something new that you learned during the conversations, be it the workshops, talks, or just one-on-one conversations? And did you have a personal reflection moment like, hey, this is new and this is kind of making me think in a different direction?
Mm.
I learned that I am a service designer. I think I don't remember who showed this slide, but there was a slide with a statistic on it that said that the majority of the service designers don't actually have it in their title. And I came to this conference to learn more about service design and see how I can incorporate it into my own job. And I very distinctly remember having this conversation with Brian Wade, who's also a volunteer, kind of explaining to him what I do as a product manager. I also formerly was a product designer at the company. And he was like, that is service design. What you're doing is service design. And I think just hearing that from someone else was very validating. And that's something I really took away from this conference, is that even though it might not be in all of our titles or whatever, it's still something that we are all practitioners of, regardless of what, our job title is or company is. It's like almost like an ethos.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just to follow up on that. Sorry, did you want to go?
no, I was just saying that that's like a little personal revelation where you have like, hey, I am doing all these like kind of, you're doing creative stuff, you're doing logical analytical stuff, and you're kind of bringing that together into a journey. And it was like, oh, I'm doing service design. I just didn't know the right word for it, but I've been doing it pretty much instinctively. So that's a very great realization, and I think all of us kind of have those moments. Go ahead. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I completely agree with Zoe. I have worked as a visual designer, so I looked at service design through a very visual design perspective as well, and worked in my own personal practice as well. So over there, I worked a lot more with startups and focused on not just the visual design side, but also like business development, product development, all of these angles. And it is all part of service design. Like, you need to sort of think about the whole ecosystem holistically and understand where to sort of create interventions and why, very intentionally. And I think I learned that that was reinforced even more as I saw speakers coming in from different kinds of angles and different industries and different roles. It was really also very cool to be a part of the portfolio sessions, because we were able to see how to reframe all of the work that we've done into the service design narrative and sort of understand how to tell our own story in our own unique way, because we all do come from different backgrounds. We all sort of have landed into the field of service design in very, very different ways. So to have that kind of guidance where you can craft your own narrative was really, really cool.
That is so true. Like just
Yes.
building those narratives together. I don't know why listening to this conversation, I was also reminded of something called the Pixel debate that they had. That was quite new this time,
Oh
and they were
yeah.
talking about just service design being a part of either all the teams or just being like a central that interacts with different teams. Just because I was thinking about, hey, how do you define the role of service design for yourself? when you're defining it? Is it how horizontal is it? How vertical is it? As you're trying to create your own space. All right, my three.
Yeah, I didn't happen to catch the Pixel debate because I was on a shift. I think at the SDN booth, which is a very interesting place to be. We had access to really old Touchpoint magazines, and I was perusing through them whenever I got the time. And I can see how service design has evolved over time from that, which is quite interesting. In I think there was one edition from 2017 where they talked about how do you visualize services better, and now 2025 was all about business transformation. So I can see how it has evolved and trying to get more into the business world and trying to stand up for itself and have a voice in the business world, which is something that came across from many of the volunteers and service design professionals too. They want to make sure that they are taken seriously, and what the value of what we are doing is more like tenfold, is accepted into the world in a more energetic way, in a more accepting way. So yeah, that was something that sort of was there in the zeitgeist, and I kind of picked up on that. And something quite interesting that I saw in the conference, that I spoke with many people and I found out about really amazing hobbies that people have. I met someone who was going to go to France to cycle and bike around the whole south of France after the conference ended. And then I met someone who was really into textile design like me, and I just realized that how our different perspectives in the world also shape us as service designers and help us bring a different viewpoint and a new skill to this whole community.
That's incredible. I have a follow-up question, but I'm going to ask Medalit to go first before we dive into it.
Uh, okay, well, I agree with you girls. I think our different skills finally co-create, and this is exactly service design is about. So I think it helps us as volunteer with all backgrounds, different backgrounds, all that to develop all these events.
Um, Thank you. Okay, so my question was, now let's come to the fun part because we started talking about hobbies. What was some of the fun moments at the conference that you really enjoyed?
We had like dinner the first night with a bunch of volunteers, and apparently there were speakers too, and there were like all of these working professionals, and we just like put it on the group that we're going here, and like we would love for people to join, and we started off with a table of 10, and then it just kept expanding and expanding and expanding further on.
You
And
conquered the whole restaurant after by the end of it.
yeah, and it was just so great to see the enthusiasm on that table, and just people exchanging their stories and sharing food, and I mean, it was just such an exciting time. The energies were so high, and it was a great way to sort of get introduced to all of these people as well in a more informal setting. You could really feel the energy in that room, and it was really exciting that it happened on the first day, because that sort of created the base for building those relationships in the further days.
That is so true. I love that we all had like a impromptu dinner that expanded and conquered the restaurant.
Yeah.
Zoe.
Yeah. I'm gonna out myself here and the volunteers too a little bit, but so I think I don't remember if it was Thursday or Friday, but we had the line dancing break in
Oh,
between sessions, and
I was so
everyone
jealous
line danced
watching it from
together.
the screen.
It was so fun.
It was really fun. It was led by Gwen. But what the audience didn't know is that a big group of volunteers spent like over an hour the day before practicing all of the moves, because we were nervous about it and wanted to make sure that we knew how to do the line dance when it was actually time. And so we spent probably at least an hour, like actually learning all of the moves, restarting, doing it in every direction, filming it for content, etc. So it wasn't as spontaneous as it appeared, but that's kind of also a service design thing, right? That happened behind the line of visibility.
So you're a participant and you were wondering why I can't get the steps, unlike the volunteer before me. This is the reason.
Yep, exactly. Sorry, guys.
The best time practicing. It was so fun. Oh my god.
I
Yeah.
really
Everyone
like that
did so
moment.
great.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I was really glad that Brian was next to me because I could follow him because I never practiced. I just decided to go to follow the people and do it in that moment.
Yeah. That's a Texan special dance, isn't it? How did you end up doing a dance during a conference? That I think was really interesting to me. Though I was, like I said, we were super jealous. We were watching from the screen. It was just like projecting for all the virtual participants here. We were like, okay, I know someone said on the group, hey, this is the music, follow us along. So we were just doing it in our room.
I think that was also designed in a very special way, like to just raise the energy of the room.
Yeah.
Uh, when the speaking is going on continuously, it was really great. I think the timing of it was also perfect. Like when it happened was like in the afternoon, after lunch, and we
Wake
thought,
up.
wake up everybody. It was really fun, actually.
True, true. All right. Actually,
Oh, something fun during the conference.
and
I
what's something
remember.
you can tell us some behind the scenes secrets?
Oh yeah, I think the photo booth was so lit up. They had this really amazing photo booth with the STN and SDGC background, and everyone was gathering there, and you can do gifs. So everyone was doing a pose like "Hey, this" and something like that, and there were amazing, really cute gifs coming out, and everyone was having so much fun over there. And the social media team, they were doing such an amazing job. They were gathering people and asking them about service design and these really fun prompts, and it was really cool to see everyone talk about how service design is for them, and in a fun way, like really meme worthy ways.
That is incredible. Like I think it's all a lot of Instagrammable moments and stuff
Yeah.
were there for folks to just share about the conference. So that's really great. Medalit. And I see some comments on the chat about how they Augusta tells how yeah she spent time practicing line dance and just sharing a few more behind the scenes secrets for us. But Medalit, go ahead. What was something fun for you?
Well, that was a good moment, that dancing time. Also, I think when people could customize, their with the stickers, it was fun because everyone's like, "Oh, I'm Becky, and here's a Becky sticker." Or they understand the inter jokes with the KPIs or something like that to say the stickers. It was very nice to see that everyone was like, "Oh, this is for me. This sticker is for me," and customized. Yeah, that was fun. Another moment maybe was when we were chatting, and there's something that is missing here, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, I can help with that," and run and do it, and everyone was so supportive in that part. So it was really nice, like a community, really.
What was your favorite sticker?
Oh my! I choose one that has the KPI like a, I don't know, I don't remember right now, but it was really nice and was exactly the sticker that most of people choose. We don't have it more, and people was asking for in the reception, and I was, well, it was a very common sticker.
Right.
My favorite sticker is, my favorite type is a prototype.
Oh, I love it. I love it
Yeah,
that you
even
put it on your phone now.
yeah, I'm just like this. could go on the card, but actually it's gonna go on the phone, and I'm gonna keep it.
Oh yeah, I really love that. It's not about the journey; it's about the journey map.
Oh,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, that was cool.
True. All right. So, since we're talking about journeys, we are going to head into questions because I see a journey question for y'all. We have the last 5 minutes here. It's actually Juliana. So, let us pull that up. Wow, that's a big one. Okay. So, what was something that you experienced in the program that stuck with you? We actually talked about this. Let's take this part. What was something about the volunteer experience that really surprised you?
Mhm.
I can
Um,
start if you can. I think that the easy way that we can connect or make this networking. I'm very shy person. I had next to Erica. Hi, Erica, if you are there. And she was so open to talk with all people, and that helped me to follow her and just talk and start making networking with everyone. That is really surprising how this kind of event can adapt you or make you open to different activities. Yeah, maybe you did this, you can do it, but finally do it. Just speak with someone else. You know.
That's wonderful. Who wants to go next? What surprised you the most?
um, So, honestly, the size of the venue was really surprising for me. I don't know why, but yeah. And about the volunteering experience, I really loved how they sort of took us all in, and I really loved how we all connected really quickly. I think on Wednesday it just took 2 or 3 hours and being together, and the whole volunteer team was like together, and we were just like, "Hey, what's up?" Every time we moved across each other, and yeah, I really love the connections that we made, and I met with Saniya a couple of days later. I'm in touch with Carrie and a couple of other volunteers, and I really feel that we have made really amazing friends from all around the world now.
Yeah, I think just to like add to what my three said, the diversity of the community was really, really awesome. There were people from all over the world, really. So I got to engage with people who had so many different experiences, and I'm still continue to be in touch with them
Mhm.
for research projects, for things that are important to me, but also that I want to hear their opinion and their ideas and their advice on the kind of work that I'm doing. So it's really been nice to find more people to sort of have in your own community from the service design network.
Yeah, echoing what everybody else has already said. Yeah, the community. I think I was surprised by how strong and connected we all are. Even though, I before the conference I thought that service design was a niche thing, and what I have learned is that it's not. It's everywhere, and we're practicing it everywhere. And I think the conference, but also the Service Design Network, um, are doing such great things to just like socialize the word service design and bring people together and just make it so much more visible in the real world to other designers, to industry, etc. It's been, yeah, it's not this like niche subject that I took a class in once. It's like a real thing with lots of possibilities, and it's really exciting.
Mhm.
That is so true. I mean, when we started, I think we realized we were like, oh, we're choosing a special subject with a specific niche, and we get to work in this. And then you realize, oh, wow, it is a horizontal subject that is used by
Mhm.
so many people across organizations and across different, like any field for that matter, from say legal to entertainment. It can just be used anyway. It's so field agnostic. So we kind of realize what is possible when we get into such rooms. We have one more question, which is where were you able to establish any special connections with someone at the conference that you wouldn't otherwise? And what difference does it make to be on there on site?
Oh, I can take that. I met Katrina on I think somewhere on the way to lunch or something, which was really informal as a setting, and I really got to connect with her about her talk and what she's doing at Sam's Club, which was very useful. And that's just one of the examples. I met so many amazing people. Adam, who was so kind throughout the whole thing, and we had an amazing chat with him in the lounge room for almost 15 to 20 minutes. We were just uh, talking about service design and what it means to be a designer and what challenges come with that, and so many others. Yeah. Yes. Does anyone want to take this?
For sure. Definitely, again, like I had a myriad of conversations with so many people in the conference. One connection that felt really special to me was just like talking to Juliana. She was the one who was managing the volunteer. Shout out, Juliana, for just like being so calm and composed through all of the craziness of the conference. It was really nice to actually see a leader who is managing everything with so much composure and so much clarity, even when like there are so many moving pieces of the puzzle. I think, yes, there is a technical side to design that we need to hone as early career professionals, but there is like a human side to it as well, which is just like being more organized, being more put together, being able to have this confidence even through all of this uncertainty. That is more of a learned experience. You need to like be around these people and see how they're doing things to be able to sort of integrate that in your own practice. And to me, that was Juliana through the conference. So it was really nice to just hang around her and see how she's doing her work, really.
That's incredible. I think the whole conference team, in general, you would see just over the whole couple of months that we were doing 8 or 9 months together, you would see everyone just share these different leadership qualities. As you say, it's like learned through observation and experience, and just being around how they're coming together to organize this event, especially when it's a volunteer led event, right? So it's incredible to see that leadership quality in people and also hopefully take some, soak in some of that energy.
Definitely, yes.
Right. All right. So with this, we're coming to an end of the conversation. So I just want to check with you: is your video working? In case you dropped off.
I don't really know what's going on with my video. It just turned off, but I'm here.
Okay, perfect. Since we're already at the end, we'll just do one last question, which is a one-liner. What is an advice you would give for someone who is planning to volunteer for SDN or SDGC or join the global conference next year?
I think just go for it. Like,
Do it.
honestly, just do it. And no matter what your expectations are, they are going to be surpassed. It's going to be a great event.
We have a tagline: "Just do it."
Just do it.
True.
Yeah, I think also to don't wait until you feel ready, because every small conversation or any skill you have is gonna help, and you're gonna learn more than you can imagine. So it's a good opportunity to just do it, like as we say.
Definitely. I also have one. One is approach people. Don't be scared to like go and disturb them and say, "Hey, do you like who are you? Can I have a conversation with you?" I've seen that happen. Like initially, I was a bunch of nerves when I first attended, and I didn't know if I should go disturb someone who's already in a conversation. Like no, just and be like, "Hey, can
No,
I
that's
join
so,
in?"
yeah, that's so true. That's so true. That happened to me on Thursday. Like till like lunchtime, and then I was like, I'm just gonna approach. It's okay. I don't have to be shy.
All right. With that, thank you, everyone. This has been incredible conversation, and I love all your personal and heartwarming experiences. And I'm sure like the broader volunteer community also has a lot more to share. Zoe, go ahead. I see that you have something to share.
Oh, sorry. I
Yeah, no
didn't
worries.
unmute in time. Uh, my piece of advice is if you are in a room and you think that everyone is too cool for you, or you feel like an imposter in the room, which is kind of how I felt at the very beginning, it probably means that you're in the right place. And also, if you live in Pittsburgh and you want to start a service design network chapter, you should definitely let me know.
Oh, there you go. We have two chapter calls, one in Pittsburgh, one in Peru. So if you want to connect and start a chapter, connect with these two people. All right. And with that, we come to an end of the session. And I see Pallavi there. She says, see y'all next year in Frankfurt, which is where SDGC 26 will be happening. So see y'all in Frankfurt.
Yes.
Thank you so much, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. Now, thank you to the volunteers who joined us today on Community Voices. It was absolutely incredible to hear their pet experiences. And also, a big thank you to our amazing community who are engaging on the live stream with us. Now, if you're like one of my friends, Leah, who actually missed the conference and couldn't be there, you might finally be feeling the FOMO from all the posts and the reflections that are coming up right now. So just drop the replay tickets for the conference. We'll be releasing out soon. So drop the comment in the chat, replay, and we'll also reach out to you when the replay tickets are out. And stay tuned to our social media. So follow us, like, subscribe across LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. And stay connected for next episode of Community Voices. See you. Bye bye.